Hi, this is Willie G here, and I'm going to be walking you through how to work the graft for the dust jacket cowl. Here you can see the DK weight version. This graft is also the same for the lightweight version as well. In our sample that we're going to be working with, at the bottom you can see our live stitches on the needle, and at the top our cast on has been worked in a different color than the rest of the green stitches, and that's just to highlight our graft path. So you can see that I used a long tail cast on for this. On the top half, we're going to mostly trace the path of the yarn, while on the bottom half, we're going to be basically working the bottom half of the Kitchener graft. So I hope you like Kitchener stitch. We're going to start out by threading our darning needle. Great times. And to set things up, we're going to enter the first stitch purlwise and just leave that on the needle. Draw the yarn through. Next, we're going to roll around to the back so we can find that very first stitch of the I-cord edge in color B, and we're going to pass the needle behind both legs. It's actually super easy, working through both legs in one fell swoop. Draw the yarn through, make sure it's behind the needle. Now we're going to work our Kitchener style through the first stitch as if to knit and through the second stitch as if to purl. We drop the first stitch off and leave the second one on, and that's the pattern we're going to use on the bottom half all the way across. We go for our second I-cord stitch, both legs. We're going to enter on the bottom through the first stitch knitwise, drop it off, second stitch purlwise, and draw the yarn through. One more time, up at the top, go through both legs of the stitch and pull it moderately taut. Grafting is always a bit of an art. And, as always, knitwise through the first stitch, drop it off, purlwise through the second stitch, draw the yarn through. Now we're going to transition, and let's pause a moment to look at the structure of the garter ridge that is made in mosaic knitting. Our black lines, the curves near the bottom, are our hills and our valleys. We're going to go up through a valley, over the hill, and back down into the next valley. And then we're going to go up through the same valley that we just left, go over the next hill, and down into the next valley. Let's see how it works in the actual fabric. Now, finding that first valley, it's kind of hidden, so you have to open up the fabric a little bit, but we can see it there, snugged up against the I-cord. So you go up and out of the first valley. We're going to climb over the hill, and we're going to dive down into the next valley. And on the bottom half, we're going to work our Kitchener style. Knit, drop it off, purl, leave it on. Now let's go back in through that valley that the yarn is coming from. Kind of pull that yarn, and now we're going to go down through the next valley. Once you start to see it, it's really quite easy to do, I hope. And this is the method. You have all the tools for the whole row now. Front knit off purl. That's my favorite grafting mantra. Then up through the valley you just came from. And down into the next valley. Front knitwise off, purlwise pull it through. On the back, up through the valley that you just left. And down into the next valley. Front knitwise off, purlwise draw the needle through. I like to kind of nudge that needle, the knitting needle, back out of the stitches just so that I don't lose anything while I'm fiddling with the top half. Do whatever works best for you. One thing I like about this kind of a graft is that you only have one knitting needle in action. The top half is actually not too crazy. And I will say, if you haven't cast on yet, using a stable cast on, like a long tail cast on, is actually easier to do this with than if you used, say, a backwards loop cast on. The structure of that would kind of get a little more wonky to look at, even though if you have a thicker yarn, you might want to deal with that wonkiness so that you don't have quite as much bulk at the back of the fabric. But if you use a 2-ply yarn, you're probably going to be fine. If you use something with 3 or 4 plies, that's where you're going to get that extra bulk. That's going to maybe weigh into your choices about what kind of a cast on to use. Here you can see me just trying to model good adapting the tension as we graft. Do I actually do that in real life? Maybe not. I try to just use a good tension from the beginning. So we're going to do our last, go down through the last valley, and we enter our last color A stitch, and then we enter the realm of the I cord on the bottom, and then we proceed to the top and go through both legs of the I cord stitch that's there. So remember, we're connecting two color B stitches with a color A yarn in the I cord. On the bottom, still front knit off purl. On the top, we just go through both legs of the stitch. I find that particularly gratifying. I'm not sure why. And our last I cord stitch there, go through both legs, and we enter the last stitch on the needle knitwise and drop it off. Then we just kind of tug a little, ease the tension, and weave it in invisibly on the back. There you can see our graft. It's not the prettiest. Yours will be much prettier, I'm sure. It's also a little weird because we have really tidy rows of garter stitch, and in the pattern you'll have mosaic knitting all along, so it won't be as contrasty between the slip stitches and the garter rows. There you can see the cast on edge. It is a little bit of bulk, but again, that's not going to be a really big issue if you use 2-ply yarns. There you have it.